The fruit. The brute and the fruit. The brute.
The fruit and the fruit.
All right, guys. Ready to go? We sent out the memo. I think both of you acknowledged that you receive it this time.
Definitely.
And we're gonna have some
It'll
improvements.
be a good show. I'm excited about today's show.
So let's get on with it. Burger, you got those stories?
Yeah. All right. Our protagonist walks alone in the rain. His soul is shattered after his fiancée is called off their wedding upon witnessing him scavenging pork a la mode from another patron's plate at an upscale dining establishment. What I see when I look at myself,
I didn't know there was a...
What have I done to me? What have I done to us? Need another lifetime to undo the things that I've done, and another to forgive myself for everyone I've chewed up, swallowed or spit out. My God, would you give me one more chance to make it right? He stops when he sees a dead possum disembodied on the sidewalk being marinated in the rain and the city filth. He wipes away the tears and licks his lips. Need a little faith to forget these mistakes in my life. Just a little, it's all I ask of you. I'll be good, try hard, win the lottery and give it all away to charity. Give me one more chance. And like a beacon in the treacherous waters of the ocean, he sees a light.
Wow. Fucking brilliant. Beautiful.
Thank you.
Bravo.
Thanks,
It's
man.
exactly what we were talking about.
Thank you, man. I appreciate that.
All right. Oh, man, that was great.
Oh, it means a lot
I
to
got
me.
chills. I'm teared up.
Stop it.
That was gorgeous.
Don't patronize me now.
Holy shit.
Don't
That's exactly what that memo was about. I love it.
Thanks, man.
I love it. We're all on the same page.
I'm glad
It's
you
good to
liked
be
it. I was
firing.
kind of
It's good
it
to
was
be
hard
firing
for
on
me
all
to
cylinders,
perform
man.
that in public, and I'm glad you liked it.
That was brave. It was great.
I don't remember being told that you're gonna do that.
Wasn't it good though?
It was great. Keep you on your toes. You hear the brood and the fruit.
Yeah, we do music. We do everything. We do the news.
That was awesome.
This is kind of that multimedia sort of.
I mean,
we encompass all things.
That's really not what the memo was about.
Why not?
I don't know. I mean, I feel like he hit it on the nail on the head.
I don't know what memo you guys read. I don't know how you think that, but this is not what I meant.
So Burger, what is this that you worked on? I mean, this piece that you sent to us, or you played to us. I'm sorry.
It's just a little ditty. It's a little musical. It's based on...
I set up the recording equipment so we could get some stuff done on the podcast.
It's about a man who is struggling with his life and his relationships. It's a musical.
Yeah.
His girlfriend leaves him. He discovers a group of people that are like him. They struggle with addiction and excess and everything.
Okay.
And so then he discovers a new part of himself that he never knew before, which is that he has the ability to sort of transcend his demons.
That sounds like all-time classic kind of, the struggle, a timeless struggle.
Yeah. It's timeless. Everybody's got demons. Man. Everybody struggles.
Hell
and
yeah.
I feel like this encompasses everybody's sort of the things we all struggle with in
so
life.
So the memo we were talking about was regarding improvements to the show for the season, for the entire season.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So we're talking about some sound effects maybe.
Okay.
And multimedia.
Musical performances, maybe.
So, this is not. So you're gonna do this for the whole season? Is that your plan?
I don't know. I mean, we can introduce a song every week. Like so this is episode 2. Episode 3, I can introduce. Well,
maybe
one of the
we
other
should
songs
discuss.
That
Maybe we
I've
should discuss like the contents of whatever kind of thing you're gonna do.
I mean, we've done a lot of things. That your character in the exposition you're getting became frothing at the mouth over a dead possum carcass. That was an interesting.
I found it disturbing, and to be honest, I hated it.
Well, it's an allegory for sometimes we find beauty in the macabre.
Okay.
Yes, exactly. Okay, cool. I was kind of picking up on that.
Yes. Thank you.
I wanted to make sure,
Thank you.
So
thank you.
The point of the improvement in media was so that we would have a greater chance of acquiring sponsors.
So I feel like I should share mine now. My idea that I came up with everything. So
you guys contact sponsors?
We were talking about VHS tapes recently, about going to about finding old commercials. How old VHS tapes can be worth something. It got me thinking about a movie that we should write, like an adventure movie.
Please.
All right, can I give you the plot?
Yes, exactly.
So a couple kids go to an old estate sale. Because kids is it's a wide age group. It could be 12.
The older you get, 12, kids is like 27.
12 to 20. That kind of age, 12 to 20. They go to an estate sale and they get a big box of VHS tapes and they start going through them and playing, and maybe they're ripping commercials onto the YouTube or whatever they're doing. And in the middle of one of the tapes, the broadcast, because it's all recorded off of television, the broadcast cuts in with some old guy starting to explain about, like, you found it. You found it. If you're watching this right now, there is a treasure.
Oh, yeah.
With all the riches in the world. And starts to explain how essentially maybe he ripped off.
That means I couldn't make it.
Yeah, right. Like he ripped off the mob or something. And he buried this treasure out.
He's who's that guy who had the plane that he jumped out of? All the money?
D.B. Cooper.
Yeah,
something like that. Maybe.
Could be D.B. Cooper's tape.
And so then, anyways, it sends the characters on a Goonies-esque adventure to find this buried fortune. But yet it's up the Mount Loop, kind of near the Mason Ranch. Or
the Mason Lodge up there. Yeah. We got little known fact. We've got a Freemason Lodge up where we live, up in the woods, kind of in the middle of nowhere in the Pacific Northwest. And you know what else they have up there is that, have you heard of that Navy base they have up there?
Oh, yeah.
There's a naval base that was built there up on the Mount Loop.
It's got like a scanner communication thing, right?
Mm-hmm. They were communicating with submarines and stuff during the Gulf War.
Oh,
Gulf War?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Why in the Mount Loop? It makes sense if it was.
I guess it's like a really good location because the mountains form like part of the dish that they use, and then it actually was a target of the USSR.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was a big deal back then. So
that's why I'm saying. I had a boss that pointed out one time that imagine the nukes that must be around here, like hidden.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
Yep. Yep, we have a Mason's Lodge. We have a naval base. It's very weird because it's like literally the middle of fucking nowhere over here where we're at.
So, anyways, that's kind of the quick and dirty of the movie idea I came up with.
Right. But anyways, these are things we could maybe implement into the plot.
Yes, definitely. Yeah,
it's a big station with a.
Yeah. So that was what I did from when I got the memo.
So wait, how does that? I didn't even. Was there an end, or there's just going to be a Goonie
We're not gonna
adventure?
give away the ending.
I don't know yet. It's a work in progress.
Yeah.
But what? So how does that tie in with the show?
We were, we were instructed to step it up and make better decisions and content, and find providers and stuff. And I feel like
he's pitching a movie that's brilliant. It's a Spielberg, Spielberg.
But are we going to make the movie, or what are we?
Spielberg would literally sacrifice his firstborn. Does he have children? I don't know, but he would in order to get this fucking plot. He'd break hard.
He would come hard. He'd be like, "Oh my god, that's a great idea."
Just like Nathan Lane or somebody of that extent would listen to that thing that I just performed and say, "Holy shit."
So I think I hear at the Brute and the Fruit, the Brute and the Fruit Productions. I feel like you nailed it on the head in the memo. We're gonna be it's multimedia. So multiple medias.
Yes,
more than just one. We're doing podcasts.
We're
doing musicals. We're doing the news. We're doing fucking movies. We're doing race cars. I don't care. We're doing it, and that's how I interpreted the.
Yeah, I think you interpreted it right.
Well, here's the thing. It was mostly to get sponsors so that we could make money doing this, so that we could continue to do it.
Did you not hear the idea?
These are money.
What are you going to sell the idea or something?
And the fucking guy just sang his heart out.
But you just gave it away. You just gave it away for free.
No.
If they watch this, they know
that was a fraction.
It's a fraction. They don't know how it ends.
Yeah, that was a
all
fraction
you come up
of
with
an
is what
entire
you
musical.
gave away. You gave away all of the things you've already. Who's to say you come up with any more that's worth anything?
That was mediocre. That was kind of really low. Like that was one of the things I was the least proud of.
So how are we going to advertise that we have good content for sale that you can't know? I don't understand. This is not the.
So
business.
are we? So now things need to be behind a paywall. So this episode's behind a paywall now.
Well, for the Scorseses of the world.
I mean, I think it'd be kind of hard to get Scorsese to do Burger's musical.
I thought he said he was going to come as pans.
No, Spielberg's going to come as pants about my movie.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't think Scorsese
and Nathan Lane's going to come as pants about my musical.
I don't think Scorsese would be the right director for my film. I mean, I guess I'd make it work if Martin was like, "Hey, I want to do this film," but chances are he'd probably want to do like DiCaprio in the main role and just like do like a de-aging process like he did for The Irishman.
Oh, what?
Yeah.
That
would
be
DiCaprio. It would look like he. You know what? I'd be okay with that if you make DiCaprio look like growing pains.
No, but
DiCaprio.
I think you need if someone's going to direct this film because obviously this is going to get out to sort of the legends. So we need to make sure we have some parameters here. We don't want
J.J. Abrams could do it.
Sure. Or James Cameron. We don't want these guys that are obsessed with like the new technology, doing all that shit where we got to de-age and everything. Let's just make a great theater film.
Right.
Theater.
Right. Yes.
Maybe Jordan Peele.
Hey.
He's a hot hand. Ari Aster, would that work?
He might want to take it in a direction
that is too
haunting.
I like the haunting direction.
Actually, I take it back. I bet he would want to do something that was a pivot from what people expect.
Oh,
I'm going to do a family theater film. I'm going to do the next Goonies. I'm going to do the next... he's gonna the next E.T.
I don't want him to be scared of putting like his touch on things. The disturbing parts. Because I mean, the Mason Lodge. I mean, that's pretty scary stuff.
Well, yeah, and it's like you can have like a kids horror like It or Stranger Things. You can have this sort of subtle horror that's going on in the background, but you don't have to shove it into people's faces. It's the thrill. It's the
thrill,
nuance.
the chase, the Indiana Jones-esque adventure.
Anything can happen.
Anything can happen.
But not to an extent where you expect someone to be
horror.
Let
me get this straight. You guys think we're gonna create like media that's gonna sell to the entire U.S. public but we're just going to come up with the ideas for it and then sell them to the greatest creators of our time.
Well, what's perfect for what we're doing right now is that we're recording it. So then if anybody does something after this that has anything to do with... It's like, so...
Well, that, and also, you know, we're putting it out there. So now when we get contacted through email, like, hey, it's me, Spielberg. I was listening to your show, and I want to direct that movie that you pitched. And we're like, hey, you know, name your price, Steve. We got a couple guys lined up, because you don't want to give it to him right away. You know, you don't want to be like, take his first offer.
Oh, yes, please, Mr. Spielberg.
You make it sound like you were already talking to JJ.
Yeah.
You know, and then that way he boosts his offer, because he's obviously the guy you want to go to first.
Right.
He's your first school.
Right.
So it's like, he's the Harvard. Like, you're like, I want to go to Harvard, but I also applied to Brown and Stanford, I guess.
And Yale.
And Yale. But like, if Harvard hits you back and like, you know what, we think you're Harvard material.
Right.
You don't want to immediately like go, oh, you gotta just be like, okay, cool.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Harvard. Yeah, definitely.
Right.
That's exactly how this is.
These are delusions of grandeur. Okay, I meant to like contact local businesses, like the guy who makes the vinyl signs, or the craft lady.
Like macaroni and cheese?
No, the craft store lady, the one that sells the little figurines.
Oh,
that's
okay.
like, how the fuck are we gonna get a hold of Spielberg or JJ?
It's called Big Picture.
Email. I
This
mean,
is Big Picture.
You can email anyone.
You can email anybody, and you can send Netflix. You can send them your script and stuff.
You can send anyone anything. It doesn't mean anything's going to happen.
I know, but I've looked into it with Netflix, and they're just all they want to see. All they want to see is that you've got the format down. So it's like I've got the title, I've got the description of what the show is about, and then you do sort of like you do a synopsis, and that's all
like,
they
how
care
hard
about.
is it to find someone's email? You probably just gotta go like Spielberg.Steven@gmail.com. That's like, probably it.
I mean, like, no, they're just like, there's like, what? Because everybody's ideas are so simple now. That's why we're thinking big picture. Everybody's ideas are simple now. What if we make Superman bisexual? It's like, okay, well, we can work with that. And it's like, those are the people, those people get paid to do stuff.
As if Superman doesn't have enough already. You know, he can see through walls. He's faster than a speeding bullet. He can fly. Now he needs to sex both genders.
Fuck everyone.
He's insatiable.
It's a real problem, because you know how they talk about how someone in a position of power could be, you know, if they have sex with like someone that works for them, it's never going to be consensual because of the power dynamic.
Yes.
Well, Superman has to be raping like everyone.
Right.
Because there's no way that anyone could match his power.
No, of course. He's the strongest. He's the biggest. He's
man or woman. It's not right when it's with Superman. By the way, he's not a human. Right?
So who even knows if he has a dick?
He came from that like, maybe he's got both.
Or his tongue could be his dick.
Yeah. Or his tongue could be longer than his dick.
He might not have a dick. He only has a tongue, and that's what he uses to reproduce.
He has a tongue and then a vagina. What has he got downstairs, or is it just is it Ken doll like smooth?
Maybe he gets other men pregnant.
He has a dick that's like a massive trunk that doesn't impregnate anybody. It's used as a weapon.
Of course, he's Superman. Okay.
It's what he uses to fight Lex Luger.
Luger.
Oh, sorry.
Lex Luger was a wrestler.
That's why he's bald. Because he got dick down. But guys,
that's how Superman will get back at his enemies.
I'm getting distracted by this nonsense.
Right.
He's just going like,
this is not useful.
Gorilla fuck him.
Can you imagine?
Our time is being wasted.
I feel sorry for Lois Lane's snatch. Or is he banging her as Clark Kent?
I thought he got her pregnant with his tongue.
Yeah, I think he's more subtle when he's playing the alien. When he's so he's Superman. Superman is the superhero. He's born with the suit. His costume is
Clark Kent.
So then he has to be subtle and like.
So then when he's having like so then he has like boring Clark Kent sex.
Yeah. Where he sort of starts falling asleep.
So is Clark Kent? Okay. Does Clark Kent have the same dong as Superman?
Here it is. Clark Kent is his imaginary existence, right? And that's his straight existence. He's straight when he's acting like a human, and then when he's Superman, he has freaky gay sex.
Oh.
Okay, this adds a whole new layer to the bisexual thing.
That's why he's fighting all these guys.
And that's why he's wearing tights.
It's because it's like unwanted.
Because when he's Superman, he's a fag. I see. So Oh man, that's crazy. I didn't think about that.
Would you bottom for Superman burger?
No. I don't bottom for anybody, especially not
might die.
somebody who could stop a speeding train with their bare hands.
What if he makes you bottom? Like, what if Superman came busting right now and was like, "You, give me your butthole"?
I don't think you don't have a choice.
What am I gonna do? What am I gonna do?
Yeah,
I'm gonna be subtle.
So then, but what if Superman is more of a bottom and then he like uses his butt cheeks to like really like snap a dick in half?
Well, I was gonna say that, and then there was a comedian that already came up with that bit in the last 3 days, and I was so excited to be like, what if you put your dick in Superman's ass and he just snaps it off?
Yeah.
And then the guy says, what happens when he comes? Then what do you do?
It's like faster than a speeding bullet.
Man.
Yeah, I mean, imagine when you sneeze. Imagine when Superman sneezes. Imagine when Superman bricks. It's like, that's it. You have to have a face shield. You have to have a mask.
You have
Dr. Fauci would recommend you have 3 masks.
It'd be like a 5-gallon bucket that just gets dumped on. Yeah.
It's like a cartoon character if you were going to do some kind of Wile E. Coyote sort of cartoon. It's like, all right, he's about to brick. And they go, wah, wah. You pull a 5-gallon bucket out of your back pocket and catch it all.
Okay. Guys, so like think about our previous sponsors. We had a restaurant. Mm-hmm. I mean, you could call it that. It was a 24/7 diner for alcoholics. We had a club where you could gamble and be an alcoholic. And we had a gas station for the drunk people.
We also had
to get their munchies on.
I believe we had a South Pacific Asian gang.
I don't know what you're talking about, government. But we need to focus on businesses like that, small businesses, the core of America. All right?
Okay. I don't know what says America more than
you're
Spielberg.
You're looking for Hollywood elites.
But America. Steven Spielberg, James Cameron,
Coca-Cola.
Rich elite guys. I don't know. They live in California or something.
But I think we're thinking big though right now. Like you said before, we need season 2 needs to be bigger. It needs to be better. We need to appeal to like a higher clientele.
Monetize. You wanted to monetize. Who has more money?
Monetize.
I don't remember
we can't talk about. I mean,
Spielberg hits a double. If you think about it, when it comes to the money,
yeah,
he hits a double because I mean he's a famous director and his name's Spielberg. Think about it.
Yeah, and he's a Jew.
Right. That's what I was.
Okay.
Yeah.
And like you said before,
that's a double money. Yeah. It's double money.
And like you said, we want to monetize. We want to do better. We want to be more upscale clientele. Mm-hmm. And now you're talking about these local bars that were funding us before.
I'm just saying
they were paying us $75 a month for us to feature their restaurant on our show.
Well, we got to keep the lights on somehow. What do you think the power bill is?
They didn't even I'd go in there and I'd remind them like, hey, hey, it's the Brute here, and they would just tell me to get the fuck out when I asked them to give me free stuff.
Well, you did take advantage of some of their policies. I did get the emails about that.
My auntie works there because they have a $6 bar menu. You have to. When I went in there and I said, Auntie, we're the Brute and the Fruit and everything, she's like, oh, well, tell your friends. They don't have to pay for the bar menu.
As long as it fits on the plate, it's yours.
$5.99 doesn't apply to you and your friends.
Well, it applied to me when I went in there. I said, I want the shit for free because of all the shit I do for you guys.
Were you ordering off the bar menu, though?
The menu that was in the bar.
Were you, okay.
They told me he ordered the whole menu.
Sorry, I was going to say, you can only order one thing off the bar menu. Like, I get the mini chef salad with the oil and vinegar dressing. And Cindy's like, well, we're sponsoring you, so you get it for free. And then, so you can only get one thing. So if you get a bunch of things, like, they're not going to give it to you for free.
Well,
probably.
That's, if I went over to Spielberg's house, if he was sponsoring us, he'd probably give me whatever I wanted for free.
You would ruin that too.
Hey, you want this prop from Gremlins? I'd be like, yeah, thanks. Thanks, Steve.
Where are you even going to keep that?
In my house.
Spielberg did Gremlins too?
He was a producer.
God, he's the best. Just attaches himself to everything
Right?
fantastic.
Yeah. Back to the Future, Gremlins, Goonies.
Mm-hmm.
So are you guys? Is that everything? Was that what you came up with?
I mean, I came up with a lot of things. I come up with another one about the Mountain Loop, actually. The Mountain Loop fascinates me, but it's a slasher film. So it's one of those where whatever I complete first. This is a slasher. This one can go. This is another Ari Aster, possibly, to really class it up. But some guys are looking to host a camp out style music festival, and someone hands them a card with a Mason logo on it and says, "Hey, anytime we do stuff like that all the time. You're more than welcome to come up and use our property." And so they go to scout the property out, and then it turns out it's like a fucking trap, and then they get stuck up there and they gotta try to leave. Okay. And it's there's a killer of some sort, or maybe the whole it turns out there's a whole compound that's trying to keep them there, or whatever. But yeah. That's another one I had.
This is loosely based on a true story.
Yeah,
we're about halfway there.
Yeah, loosely based. Burger showed me a card that he got from someone. Tell the story.
Yeah, so I got drunk the other day in town, and then I was like, I don't want to go home. I want to get more drunk somewhere else. So then I went up to the Eagles Club, which the Fraternal Order of the Eagles, which, we used to be a sponsor until that thing that you did that we don't want to talk about. And then, so this guy came up to me, and he goes, "Dude, I knew you when you were a little kid." And I was like, "Oh, man." He's like, "You don't remember me, do you?" I said, "No." And he goes, well, what you been up to? Oh, this and that. I'm in a band, we play music. And he goes, yeah, well, I got this property up the mountain, and anytime, you should call me. Send me an email, shoot me a text, whatever. Really nice older guy with a fedora and a blazer and everything. Like, he was the real deal, white beard.
Burger, actually, that might end up being kind of useful, maybe.
Perfect, because then he said that he's got a lot of property up there and he has bands over. And I said, well, look, there was somebody that was supposed to, that I had arranged to do a festival at their place, and they decided they got cold feet because they're a fucking pussy and they shit the bed and shit in my mouth.
And they shit in all our mouths.
Yeah. They shit in all of our mouths.
In my butt, too.
It was terrible.
And our butts.
Yeah.
But this guy said, hey.
He raped me with his poop. He spread my butt cheeks and he pooped inside my butthole.
Okay.
He took it. So
you remember when I said
he took a poop?
When it gets really graphic, the lewd stuff, just tone it down a little bit. Like, that's a good example of what not to do.
He took a poop and he put it in the freezer for several days till it was rock hard and very
This is exactly what I was talking about.
He pooped into like
you guys are just taking it too far.
Bottle.
Yep.
And then put it in the freezer to let it harden and shape. And then he took that poop and he jammed it down my asshole.
Right. Real talk. This is exactly what happened. Anyways, this man from the mountains gave me his card, and it's a very expensive looking card.
Very expensive.
Like very thick, very dense.
Like he's from the movie Hostel. He's going to kill someone.
Exactly. And he said, hey, anytime, shoot me a text. Here's my number. Here's my email.
Anytime, he said.
Well, anytime. I mean, he's probably not going to host bands up there in the summer, but, I'll shoot him an email, see what happens.
Is it indoor?
Anyhow, I'm not exactly sure.
I just don't think it's a good idea.
I
kind of want to send Burger there, see what happens, and if he comes back, maybe,
I'd rather send Burger to the Glory Hole house. And see if he came back
Burger,
alive.
you've got protection, right?
I accept all missions.
There's one thing that Burger doesn't do.
It's protect.
Let's use protection.
Oh.
If there's one thing I refuse to do, it is to protect myself.
Yeah.
From enemies both foreign and biologically.
Baby, put your love to the test.
Right.
You got to protect yourself. That's not the words, but actually express yourself.
Do we have any stories?
Protect yourself should be something that should be a song that we create on this show, because we are passionate about
self-protection.
Well, about abstinence and being responsible human beings.
We could sell this.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Abstinence is only 100%
effective.
Guarantee.
Childbirth control.
Yeah. I mean, some people, there's an exception for some people.
prevention.
I've bricked inside many randos and have never once had somebody say, "Hey, look, I just got pregnant. We need to figure this thing out."
Thankfully, same thing here.
How would... Yeah.
Well, with your case, it's luck. With my case, it's biology.
Well, you guys are lucky, you know. You don't have to deal with these little brats. All right? They're a real problem. And sometimes your life gets ruined by making mistakes like that. So, good for you.
Children are a blessing.
I was going to say, children are
Would you cut it out with that crap? You clearly don't have kids. All right?
I don't see why you'd have to have kids to have an opinion about children.
Yeah, I'm not a mathematician, but I know 2 + 2 is 4.
You know?
Okay, whatever. It's just, you know, it's not what it seems like from the outside sometimes.
Are things going rough at home, bud?
Yeah. Pretty damn rough.
Yeah.
I don't know what to do, to be honest. I'm kind of scared about what might happen. But we're going to get through it as a family.
Well, what's going on?
You have to hire...
goddamn demonic.
Just too much poop, or...
Do you need to get like an exorcism or something? Do we get to do a Brute and the Fruit exorcism? Is that part of our multimedia thing? Are we going to start doing exorcisms?
Oh my God, Tim. Oh, God, you're so smart.
And he's been thinking, just, you know, God.
We need to do a Brute and the Fruit live exorcism
on Twitch.
On Twitch with the demonic child. Was it Troy?
Yeah.
Your nephew, Troy?
Yeah.
We can strap him down to the bed. We can get a couple cameras in the room.
Oh my God, this is so good.
We can get a priest.
Money.
And then we can just close the door and leave the priest alone with the kid. I'm just kidding. That's horrible.
That's a bad idea.
For several hours while they make just terrible noises.
Okay, Burger, do you have any more...
Shut up!
Burger, do you have any more musical you could do? Because that would be better than this. Do you have any of that, bud?
No, we can't.
Sorry, tasteless joke.
We don't have enough time.
But so what's wrong at home,
fun.
bud? The kids are. You look. I'm not gonna lie. I didn't want to say anything. You look like you haven't slept for a few days.
The maid quit.
The maid.
She said she wasn't a babysitter and she was sick of the... She couldn't take it anymore.
Sounds like she's been listening to the show.
What?
I think I said last week, you don't have a... She's not a babysitter, Tim. She's a maid. She's not there to watch your children.
She's a maid
she was
that
there.
Poops.
Where is Julia while this is happening?
Well, she doesn't want to have to deal with this either, okay?
So what's she doing?
I don't know. Well, she told me she was shopping for groceries.
So she's
been looking for a new car for a while now, too.
So she just leaves the house and...
Well, I mean, she comes now and then. She's busy. She's got a job, I think.
Oh, Tim.
So have you thought about taking this crazy kid to like a priest and see if there's...
He thinks he is a priest.
Well, he's a kid.
They've had... He's got the other two believing he is something. I don't know if it's a priest or it's a leader of some sort. But they really like him and they're following him and they don't want to listen to me anymore. And when I show up, they're all waiting there. They know somehow. And they're very unhappy with me. So, but I'm the adult. So sometimes you just gotta, slap them around a little bit, throw them in the room.
I don't know. That's really not. Sometimes what it takes is a little bit of TLC.
Well,
Perhaps
you know what?
Yeah, a little TLC, maybe In Vogue.
Yeah.
Brandy, Monica.
Mm-hmm.
Some 90s chick R&B that might help your kids.
The Learning Channel?
It's in the street, that is what you just gotta kind of maybe sing to them or something. Maybe they want to be like the Partridge Family.
Don't go chasing waterfalls. TLC.
Listen to the rivers and the lakes that you used to.
You should have seen what they did to the
I
cat.
don't want no scrub. Scrub is a guy can't get no love from me. Hanging on the passenger side of his best friend's ride, trying to holler at me. A scrub is a guy who thinks he's fly. He's also known as a buster. Always thinking about what he wants. Just sits on his broke ass. So, no, I don't want your number. No, I don't want to give you mine. No, I don't want to meet you nowhere. No, don't want none of your time. No, I don't want no scrub. Scrub is a guy that can't get no love from me. Yeah, right? There used to be this audio commercial back in the 90s when that song came out. There's for like some audio store, and they were like people doing a George Bush impersonation of Bill Clinton. And then Bush is like, I'd be hanging out the window. They'll think we're scrubs. And he's like, a bush calling me a shrub. Because he thought he said scrub. Anyways.
That was like a Norm like that. Hey.
Hey. Rest in peace, Norm.
Oh, God, what a tragedy.
Anyways,
I think we've got the right idea about what we need to do as a group.
And also with his kids. I feel like maybe we should focus on that part.
Well, that's
I mean, I feel like you and I. All right, let me be real for you. Okay, I don't want him to get lost behind what we're doing here.
I'm right here
with our stuff, Like, obviously, you're galloping at a pace.
I'm not getting
that's
lost. You two
prolific.
are being.
What I'm doing is just. This is Mozart. This is Bach.
It's
this
important.
You're chasing unrealistic dreams.
And then I'm the stuff I got going on up in my.
You're refusing
dome,
to accept reality.
Immaculate.
It's
immaculate.
I just feel like I'm coming up with good ideas that can be worked out and flushed out and just boom, 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 like Tin Pan Alley.
You're like a grown child.
I feel like what you're doing is divine intervention.
I feel like what's going on with Tim and his life right now, I feel like we almost need to pump the brakes on us and make it us, Mm-hmm. I just don't want him to get lost. He's a part of this.
I love him.
I love him too.
He's my friend.
Yeah.
We can't let him get left
behind.
behind.
Let him get left behind. Yeah. Tim, I think we need to help you with your situation, your family, and then we can kind of.
I don't think we need to talk about that anymore, actually.
Okay, we can wait. We can talk about it.
I was hoping you guys had some regular show material, like stories we could go over.
But this is a bigger and badder and better Brewing the Fruit. Yeah. So like if we come busting in and we decide, hey, guess what? Fatso spent the week writing the first 30 pages of a treatment to the movie, and he has copies for each of us to read, that we will do a reading of it. I feel like and that will be the episode. Will be us reading the screenplay. Or if Berger all of a sudden says, "Hey guys, guess what? I have a breakthrough," and he decides to start playing us the first act of his play. I feel like that's the way we go. Just like you said in the memo. Like multimedia. Monetized.
I did get an email back from the local theater. We might be able to get like a very small ad spot for that, but seems like a waste of time.
I think once we start booking out of the theater, we could do live Brewing the Fruits plus our productions, like this beautiful piece of prolific music that.
Thank you.
Yeah. To just to date us right now to the great moment that we're at right now, the momentous occasion. The first game in Seattle Kraken hockey history just started. Like the first real game. They were doing preseason. This is like the first real game. That's cool.
Yeah. I heard there's people they're going to Vegas.
Yeah, that's where they're at right now. Vegas.
Yeah, and then people they're not allowed to wear their. In certain sections, you're not allowed to wear your vests if you're from the Kraken team, if you're from the Seattle team.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I guess
they're being told they can't.
We've just resigned to throwing
sections.
all this recording session away because you guys won't take it seriously. Is that what's happening?
Well, I feel like this has been a great time. I feel like you can't get more. You can't get more from this. You know, I feel I cried during Burger's performance earlier. I feel like we laughed with some of the things I've said.
And we empathize and sympathize with your home life.
We felt bad about you, you know.
I feel like this is the holy trinity of like compassion and artistry.
I feel like this is
and decency and love and connection.
This is like the fucking Dr. Pepper of programs. It has everything you need in it. 23 flavors. Like people are like, "Hey, I want true crime. I want true crime today." They come to us and they listen because we talk about that stuff and we tell you what's true.
It's Canadian,
you know, like that
Rush.
little blonde bitch that got strangled to death. Turns out her boyfriend's hiding underneath.
That's not the right way to say that.
Hiding underneath the
please.
The garden. He's under the garden.
Supposedly,
there it is. Hey, authorities! He's in the garden. Come on.
So very grainy video,
you did prepare a story then. Laundry's.
Well, I mean, there's really nothing to think about.
I mean, we just solved the case. I mean, Dog the Bounty Hunter's geriatric ass is wandering around Florida eating free samples at all the diners he goes to because they're like, "Oh, it's Dog." I mean, if I was Dog the Bounty Hunter, I'd probably do the same thing. I'd go around everywhere and just be like, "Hey, I'm trying to solve the crime," and then he's getting free pie everywhere he goes.
I just thought of this. Imagine if you're somebody like that and you don't have a really high standard of living, and you're like, "Okay, I need $100 a day to make my nut." This man tours, and all he needs is 10 people to recognize him and set up a little tent.
And then take pictures of them.
Yeah, and it's like $10 for a Polaroid.
Yeah, like a pro wrestler.
Yeah, and then he uses that money to get from one city to the other.
He just goes to like
at the same time he's solving crimes.
A city center or like a mall. Like if he came up here, he'd go to the outlet mall or something. He'd just walk around with a Polaroid camera around his neck and just walk around and then just wait for people to be like, "Oh shit, is that Dog the Bounty? Yo, Dog the Bounty Hunter!"
Like, is that Hulk Hogan?
And he'd be like, "Hey!" And like he'll take a picture and then it'll be like $10 and here you go. And
you guys are so behind. He could be doing cameo. This is the kind of things we need to think about.
But what I'm saying is Dog the Bounty Hunter right now is searching for Brian Laundrie.
Yeah, and in an effort to revitalize his legacy and
he's wandering around Florida right now. Or at least he was wandering around Florida. And I'm just saying he was probably not really looking for the guy. He was just, stumbling into diners, being "Hey, have you guys seen this guy?" And they already know because everyone's talking about it. So everyone he thinks he's pulling a fast one on them.
Yes.
He thinks I'm going to go in there and pretend like I'm looking for Brian Laundrie. Has anybody seen this guy? But in reality, his angle is to get a free fucking meal and maybe some cash for a couple Polaroids. Yeah. So then it's like, "Oh my God, is that Dog the Bounty Hunters? Get him a Reuben sandwich right now!" And so then, like, the old sassy lady who's running the place gets Dog a fucking Reuben sandwich, and then everyone's like, "Dog, oh, it's so nice to meet you." And, "Oh, can we get pictures?" Like, "Well, I'm not allowed to give away things for free. I'm on a case right now, but I guess if you give me $10. So then he takes out the Polaroid camera that he has around his neck and has someone start shooting the pictures. And then the old lady's like, "Oh, Lord have mercy, I need to have a picture of Dog the Bounty Hunter on the wall. Oh, Lordy!" And he's like up next to a picture of like Christian Slater. And it's Christian Slater and Dog the Bounty Hunter. And then when he leaves, he just kind of tips his cap, he doesn't have a cap on, and he's like, "Well, I must be on my way, trying to find justice." And everyone just starts clapping like, "Dog, we love you, Dog!
We love you, baby!
And then he just walks next door and does the exact same thing.
Yes!
Oh. I go for some Indian food now. Like, "Oh, Dog the Bounty Hunter!"
This is how Dog the Bounty Hunter makes his nut.
Yeah.
Oh, that's quite the theory.
I think that's exactly what's happening.
He's a traveling circus act.
Because if Dog, let's face it, if Dog had been like real, when Dog was Dog would have had Brian by now.
Of course, but like, imagine there's 350 million Americans in the world right now. How many people are missing right now? But that's the one he's gonna zero in on because that's the one that has a celebrity.
Mm-hmm.
So then that's where he's gonna latch his. He's like, all right, I just got over my wife dying of breast cancer, so now I'm bored because I'm no longer sad.
So he's hunting for cougars too.
I need to have something to look forward to.
I think it's time the Dog gets back out there.
Yeah.
You understand, brother?
Hey, Dog, you need to stop sitting around here sulking about Beth, all right? You need to stop sitting around here crying yourself to sleep every night.
My days are done, though.
Well, goddamn.
I can't keep going out there. My days are done. I can't do it without Beth.
Yeah. I need to, hey.
Dog, you need to get out of here. You've been in a funk. You need to get out there.
Dog needs a bone.
Dog, you need to start getting back to normal. Then that's right when he turns on the TV or he picks up the newspaper and is like, "Oh my gosh,
Dog, you've been playing the PS4 for the last year and a half. You've been playing PlayStation, now the PS5. Hey, you need to go back out there. You need to stop being a goddamn bum."
Gabby Petito, Brian Lodge. This sounds like
who?
A case for the Dog. And then that's when
I'm the dog, the big bad dog, dun, dun, the bounty hunter.
Exactly. And then it jump cuts from that intro to him already in Florida. And he's just like walking around randomly in Florida. He's contacting him and he's like, well, let's see what I gotta do to find this man.
Spielberg needs to take control over the next Dog the Bounty Hunter season.
Yeah.
We need to take it to the next level.
Yeah. Maybe not, maybe even like, I feel like maybe a little more action. More of an action director.
Mm-hmm. Like the guy, Michael Bay.
Well, that'd be almost... I'm thinking like the guy who did Speed.
Oh, fuck. Who's that?
I want to say his name's John DuPont.
No, he's the wrestler that was fucking around and diddling people.
No, he's a... John DuPont killed someone, right?
Yeah, diddle, murder. It's a thin line.
I mean, if Tim was the fact... Yeah, no, John DuPont. JNDEBONT. John DuPont. Jan DuPont. That's the director of Speed.
Hey.
Oh, yeah. John DuPont.
John DuPont was the guy. John DuPont was the guy who killed.
Who was the DuPont that was fucking around?
He killed.
Wait, no, he was an American convicted murderer.
Yeah, he killed one of the wrestlers
and philanthropist.
Okay, who was Speed? Who was? Yeah,
Steve Carell played John DuPont in a movie.
But
John DuPont.
DuPont's a really big company.
Oh, okay. Sorry,
DuPont was a really big company. He was an heir to the fortune.
The small alliteration was fucking me up.
But someone like that, or like
he was a published
Michael Mann,
ornithologist, philatelist, conchologist. Conchology is the study of conches, and a sports enthusiast.
God,
he died in prison.
Oh, good.
Yeah,
he had it coming.
He gunned down Olympic wrestler
for no reason.
Philately is a study of
who murders people they want to fuck. That's so weird.
He studied postage
the guy who killed John Lennon. The guy who wanted to kill Bjork.
I don't like Bjork.
Anybody who wants to fuck a celebrity should be in jail.
Really?
Like, I mean,
you mean like obsessively fuck a celebrity?
I'm just saying. So when was the last time after you've turned 21 that you've jerked off to the thought of fucking a celebrity?
Yeah, no.
Ooh.
I think about it. Like, that's the point. That is the point of insanity. Like, there's a point, 18, 20, whatever it is, that there's at some point.
Are you talking about like having a crush on a celebrity?
Yes.
Like there was a girl. I remember I remember thinking this was weird. It was senior year senior year. We're 17 going to 18. A lot of people were 18 the whole year, senior year of high school. And this girl that I always considered to be kind of popular, like, I don't know, maybe I just misjudged her. She's real snooty, so I always took her as being popular.
Makes sense.
I remember she sat in front of me in one of our classes, and I remember, like, we had our shit on the floor underneath our seats or whatever, and I remember seeing her notebook, and her notebook just had Paul Walker.
Oh.
Like, they just written all up, Paul Walker. Oh,
God, that's gross.
Paul Walker.
That's scary.
That's fucking weird. I remember thinking, like, that's fucking weird.
That's
like
a lonely person.
That's like something a fucking...
Was she hot? Was she ugly?
She was cute. I remember her being... Man, see, because she was always such a bitch that I never really was that attracted to her. But she was pretty.
She probably wasn't a bitch. She was just... No, she was retarded, so then you're like... I can't.
She was kind of a bitch, but, I mean, you probably both...
You can't.
But I remember thinking at the time, like, that's something like someone in 12 years old, like 6th grade, on your fucking paper, your paper bag, fucking school book sleeve, writing Paul Walker on or whatever.
See, I never had a phase where I was really into celebrities.
I was
like, I remember being like watching a movie and getting turned on as.
I'm with Tim there.
What was the movie? Like. I don't remember, but I do remember my freshman year of college, these people I was friends with or just had to be around, they all had celebrity crushes, and they were asking me what my celebrity crush was. Like, what is it? Come on. It's
Pamela Anderson.
See, like, there's a lot. And
it's weird. It's like, I don't. What do you mean?
I think it changes over the years too, because it's like, I feel like I've done that in a way of like, I've definitely done that in like if you're talking to like a chick, hey, you got any celebrity crushes or whatever, to see what they like, and basically it just turns into it's trying to get to talk about sex.
I don't like to hear it because it's always someone way harder than me.
I know, but they're gonna ask you the same, so then you just gotta think of like what kind of
women who look like her.
No, you just go like, oh yeah, I'd really like to bang Christina Aguilera,
Oprah.
Yeah,
I'd
bang Oprah, Madonna.
Celine Dion.
But like there were dudes who were like,
if you like splitting
logs. Megan Fox, oh god, she's the
cheap.
She's
so cheap.
Oh, she's the best.
She's like a typical
like there's those guys. There are definitely guys like that who were like obsessed with like a singular celebrity chick.
Like when we were kids, it was Pam Anderson was like the big celebrity.
See, one of the people that these people I hung out with really liked, I think, what's her name? Christina Applegate, is that?
Christina Applegate?
That's a long time ago.
Older, I mean.
I might be thinking of someone else.
Fiona Apple?
Who's that?
Christina Applegate might be.
No, it wasn't her.
Yeah, she's.
So who's older. The chick who's in like Harry Potter and
Hermione
Granger?
Yeah, what's her name?
Emma Watson.
Yeah,
Watson.
That was who he was into.
Oh God, that makes so much sense. What a weird.
How do you get Christina Applegate from Emma Watson?
Oh, they're both white bitches,
But the name. I'm just thinking of name wise.
It's just a weird thing. Like you think about that space between like us being young.
Between your working lives and
I'm like, Emma Watson looks like a fucking average girl.
Yeah,
like he could just have a crush on a real person instead of being a fucking weirdo.
Instead of watching Harry Potter to get his rocks off.
The real problem is that these people are having an obsession with something that's not real and they're being unrealistic.
Right, that's how people were with Avatar. When people would go and watch Avatar, the James Cameron animated film with all the blue people, and they would be depressed afterwards because they're like, I can't imagine living in this disgusting. That's like, my lifeblood spills over. This place is fucking miserable.
Wait, what?
Avatar, because they wanted to live in that world of the Avatar, which is this animated blue world where everything was beautiful.
I didn't. People actually got upset.
Yeah. Oh, there was actually a condition. There was a condition that was.
That sounds like hokum, like created by the studio to get more buzz.
No, what it was is hokum created by therapists because they're no better than anybody else.
Well, no, but that's what I'm saying. It
sounds like a bunch of bronies being like, I can't live without.
Let me put it this way: a James Cameron movie becomes a phenomenon.
Yes.
So when a phenomenon happens like that, where there's a movie, or back in the day, albums used to do this, you're going to have all sorts of PR moves that they use to keep it coming. So if they're actually doing like an article or something about people who are depressed because they can't live in the Avatar world, I can almost promise you that was created by someone to basically keep the talk of the movie going.
You're probably right. Well, no, here's what happens is there's a few people that actually go to therapy, and they're like, there's 3 people out of 100 million, and they're like, out. Oh my god, I can't, like, oh, there's a pandemic going on about these people, like, yeah.
You hear about you end up hearing, oh, it turns out we got a complaint from a mother where her son doesn't ever want to live in the real world anymore after seeing Avatar, and then you have some PR asshole go, brilliant, blow it up, and then because then you're gonna people, I gotta check out this Avatar. I feel like that. I can safely say I have never seen the movie.
I've tried twice to watch this fucking movie, and I hate it. It's like I hate it.
It used to be the highest selling movie of
I've legitimately tried to watch it, like, on dates and stuff, where it's like because I never watched it. And I'm like, all right, let's sit and watch Avatar and have a couple drinks and eat dinner, and I can't fucking watch it because it sucks. It sucks.
It was a movie.
To me, I don't understand how it's so divisive. Like, anytime you bring it up, people are either like, that was an amazing movie, or I fucking hate that movie. I don't understand why it's popular.
I'll tell you exactly what it is. It's a difference between people who like to watch Marvel films and people who like to watch something spectacular, and people who like to watch something with a story.
Hold on, I feel like it's different than that.
All right, explain.
I feel like it's people who either saw it in theaters in 3D in the environment that's supposed to be seen in, and people who saw it afterwards where it just was a movie on TV.
See, I
feel like people would. I had some friends when that movie came out and it finally came out on DVD. I had some friends in Michigan who all saw it because I was like, oh yeah, I haven't seen that yet, and they were like, we saw that in theaters and we're convinced that it was the best movie we'd ever seen in our fucking lives. And we couldn't wait for it to come out on DVD. And when we got on DVD and watched it, we were like, what fucking movie are we watching? This is not the same.
Yes.
I feel like a lot of people were taking it's the same people because the
graphics were pretty great for the time.
They're
fantastic.
Yeah,
that's the thing.
still.
The James Cameron's movies end up being more about the substance than the actual steak. It's
not the substance.
It's more. It's more about the sizzle, not the steak. That's what I meant to say.
Okay.
It's you have all the shit. So like look at Terminator 2, right? How that movie is really great, and all the fucking effects are just mind blowing, right? And then he went to Titanic. I think he did a True Lies or something in between there. But then he went to Titanic. And Titanic was all it was just a fucking real cheesy, bad love story set on Titanic.
Yeah.
And Avatar is just a cheesy,
love story set in this
it's not
Pocahontas world.
Yeah, I guess it is love.
Because it's a lot of people are like, the movie's Pocahontas. It's Pocahontas.
My problem was when I was watching it, because I watched it. I tried watching it after all the hype, like a couple of years after it came out, and so there was all this hype around. It was like, okay, so it's gonna be kind of hard for it to live up to the hype, but I'll try it. I'll try to watch it, and it's like, I can't fucking watch this. I don't fucking like it. I tried to watch it about 3 months ago, and I was like, this fucking sucks. This blows. But it's like,
I saw it in theater. I was like, this looks cool, but I wouldn't say it's actually a great movie. It's like, okay, like. Same for Transformers.
Yeah, but I thought there might have been a problem with my expectations. But then, I remember when Napoleon Dynamite came out, I didn't watch it for a long time, and everybody did the Napoleon Dynamite quotes, and everybody talks about it for, years. And I finally watched it, and then I said, I fucking like this movie. I think it's funny. I like it. Mm. I'm into Napoleon Dynamite. I think it's good.
But that happens with a lot of things. It's like you don't.
But for Avatar,
we didn't watch Lost when it first came out, and it was almost a thing where it became, hey, I'm doing this on purpose. I'm not watching. I hate it when he does this.
Sorry, I have to piss.
You should make it. You should say something.
I'm gonna take a piss.
Well, no. Before someone starts talking and trying to make a point. Oh.
Hey, looking to get into the podcasting game? We have a high-quality opportunity for you. We here at The Brute and the Fruit are a worldwide auditory entertainment vehicle delivering content to consumers since 2020. Look, sometimes quality matters more than quantity, and our consumers are some of the most discerning in the business. Little known fact, ex-associate of Bill Gates, Melinda Gates, has a seamstress, and that seamstress has a house that is worked on by a general contractor, which is heard of our show. So, for the opportunity of a lifetime, email us at brute.n.fruit@gmail.com. We're eager and ready to receive.
So I was thinking about that today when I was driving. I was like, Little Miss Sunshine. I'd call that a Hall of Fame.
See, that was a really good one, yeah.
Fantastic
really
movie. I'd put that in the Brute and the Fruit.
See, to me, Avatar, pretty much the same as Transformers. Would I ever go back and watch the first Transformers movie? Hopefully not.
See, I never saw. I saw like maybe what was it? What was the Transformers with Mark Wahlberg? Like the first one that he did.
Mark Wahlberg, yes.
It was like Transformers 3 or some shit. The one after Shia LaBeouf.
Oh, are you sure? I thought he was like the dad.
I'm not. Like I said, that's how much I paid attention.
Or okay, the first Iron Man.
Yeah,
it's like I watched it. It was fine for the time. I'm never gonna watch it again.
Right. I watched. I don't watch Marvel movies, but I remember I went and I tried watching. I went and watched Captain America, the first Captain America when it came out, and I thought, okay, maybe this will be the one I get into. I like those Christopher Nolan Batman movies, you know, and was just like, oh yeah, it was an alright movie, like whatever, you know. Went and saw the first Avengers and was like, yeah, okay, that was an okay movie, whatever. But then all these other ones, it's like, dude, I could care less. Like I don't get the movie. I don't get those movies.
Yeah.
But I don't think that's the reason why people either love Avatar or they hate it. I think that a lot of it has
There's something else going on with it.
Right. I think a lot of it, but that's that's what I'm going to say about Titanic. That happened with Titanic where a couple years ago they had a re-release on like 3D or something.
Uh-huh.
And my sisters wanted to go see it. It was like right around Mother's Day or something. And my sisters wanted to, or maybe it's Valentine's Day. I can't remember, but I just remember my sisters saying there was something we were going to do with our mom, you know, like go to lunch or whatever. And they're like, we should all go see Titanic. It's in 3D. And for whatever reason, my mom was sick or something and she didn't,
chicks really like Titanic, right?
Well, yeah, but I mean, you know, it's
of a certain age.
A lot of dudes like that movie too, or like a lot of people who like movies, like movie buff type people. Like if
they
you
like
listen to
Titanic.
podcasts, there's some where it's like surprising where it's like, really, you're gonna call that a? Because I remember thinking, oh yeah, that movie was a phenomenon.
I didn't think it was bad. I thought it was good, but I never.
Look, I saw it in theaters. I was like 9 when it came out. And I saw it in theaters twice, and never really watched it again. Maybe on home video, but the whole thing was because it was a phenomenon. It was this whole thing. Oh my gosh, look, it's the Titanic. They've recreated the Titanic in this whole thing about the boat splitting in half. Because before the movie Titanic came out, it wasn't widely known that the boat had split in half. In movies and stuff before, when they've depicted the Titanic sinking, they just
tip it up
going like this and then sinking down. So when in the movie, it snapping in half was like a talking point that they talked about on like Oprah and stuff, like with the director. It was this thing that was everywhere.
I remember they had like the extra, or is it even extra? It's part of the movie where the old woman's going to see like, isn't she going to see like the wreckage?
Yeah, that's all part of the movie.
And they're like, yeah, they got the underwater robot thing, and
yeah.
That was
but that was a phenomenon in its time. A lot of people saw it, and it won Best Pictures. It was all this thing. So then it becomes, I feel like,
what year was it?
97.
97.
When was Schindler's List?
93. Oh. So it becomes something that's like, that's part of the lexicon of like, oh, it's a great movie. Then you go back and you watch it, and either like you said, chicks of a certain age love that movie because it's the cheesy Notebook love story kind of thing that they all fall for. But it's also very, it's
it's also dramatic, and
it's also very
considered
cheesy.
a good movie.
But it's also there's so many things that are so cheesy
Jack,
about it.
I feel as if I could fly.
No, but like the shit about like, where they make tongue-in-cheek jokes about, this boat will never sink, like,
oh yeah,
and there's a bunch of examples. I mean, it's a long fucking movie. Or the Picasso one. That's the one that always sticks out. Where Picasso, this guy will never amount to nothing. And it's like, oh come on,
yeah.
What a dumb joke.
But it's all this stuff.
It's like
it's looked past because James Cameron is a masterclass at building. He's a masterclass of building an event, and he makes the movie feel like it's an event. And as time has gone further on past Titanic, and he's only done Avatar since Titanic, and then he's obsessed with this Avatar world. That's all the movies he's been planning on doing since Avatar are Avatar sequels.
Really?
Yeah. And
that sounds
Titanic
like a sickness then.
Yeah.
Because what year was Avatar?
Avatar was like
2009 or something.
9 or 10.
Way too long ago.
And I know he said that he had like 4 or 5
Avatar. Whoa.
sequels.
I look up Avatar. We've got Avatar 2009 film, Avatar 2 2022 film, Avatar 3 2024 film.
Oh God.
Yeah. Okay.
How does Google know when all this shit's...
Because he's
already
been working on
projected him.
He's been working on this shit since.
We need to stop this.
We can't.
Can we stop this from happening?
No, because we can't. And here's the thing.
It's terrible.
Here's it will.
Oh my God! There's a baby.
It will.
Fuck.
It will make $2 billion in theaters, and it'll become a phenomenon that everyone goes to see.
And people overlook the movie The Abyss. Have you seen The Abyss, Tim?
What is that about?
It's one of his first films. I think it was 1990 or 89.
Films.
It is. It's one of his early films. It's like 89 or 90.
You can't call it early film. He'd already done Aliens by that point.
I've seen The Abyss.
Okay, but it's early, like...
Isn't that the...
Not 2024.
Well, yeah, but he's only done like 6 movies.
Okay.
He did Terminator. He was supposed to do Piranhas 2, but then got fired. Mm-hmm. So he only directed a part of it. Then he might have done something else before Terminator, but he did Terminator, Aliens, The Abyss, Terminator 2, True Lies,
The Abyss,
Titanic. He did True Lies,
and
that's where they had the cool suit. I
Jamie
remember.
Lee Curtis.
Avatar. Sorry, go on.
You get pink. You get the pink fluid in your lungs, and you can breathe liquid.
Yes, The Abyss is fantastic. It's underrated. Not enough people talk about how good it is. It's really good.
How good it was. It's
fantastic.
Cool.
I feel that I didn't like the payoff.
I agree. I kind of agree.
We watched it on a movie marathon night where
let's not give it away.
We took LSD and we watched Aliens, which was awesome.
That's gotta be scary.
And
it was awesome.
I remember I woke up in the morning and you had already watched like half of Abyss or something. I remember waking up and watching like part of it, and then I just started weeping.
Yeah, Burger was weeping. Yeah,
because it was one of the best scenes in the movie that I woke up.
Because the ending.
Not even the ending. It's like middle.
This was a weird 4-pack movie. Actually, you know what? Hold on. You want to know? I'm gonna connect this day. This might have been the day when we were recording the Moon is Flat record, where Casey and I got into the argument.
Oh yeah, because you hadn't slept and you were.
I was just. I was irritated about. I was irritated about certain things where it was like he was making a bigger deal than it needed to be, and I got mad at him about it. Anyways, that night before we had listened to a ton of music and shit, and then finally it was like, all right, it was late, so we started Alien. And surprisingly, because we were on LSD.
And I'd never seen Alien.
Really?
And I think Nick Hughes was here too.
He was.
And like the three of us were just like glued to the movie, and then it was like, that was great. And then, because this was on Hulu, and it just all of a sudden was like suggested, boom, Aliens. And it was like, all right,
what the fuck?
Let's do it. So we watched Aliens, which was awesome. And then I think both of them had passed out or pretty close to. And then I just remember the next suggestion was The Abyss. And so I know Burger had mentioned that was good, how he liked that. I'm like, well, fuck it. I'll keep going the James Cameron route. So we watched The Abyss. And then from there, Burger woke up halfway through, watched it. And then we watched fucking Glengarry Glen Ross.
That's right. Yes. Which was also fantastic. which solidified my love for Ed Harris.
I've never heard of that.
Ed Harris is fantastic. Ed Harris
Glengarry Glen Ross.
Oh God, it's fabulous. Yeah. It was one of the most shockingly good movies that I'd seen in a while, because it was like, it's not a movie that should be good. No. I don't even know what it is. It's sort of a...
I just see broken glass and a bunch of dudes.
It was written as a play.
Yes.
So it comes off in a really cool way, because it's like a play, but it's a movie. But you can see how it could be a play.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
But the best part of it
is that Kevin?
Yeah.
The best part is that the acting is so good.
Oh,
it doesn't come off as play unless you're paying attention to
I just meant the structure of it is a play. They're all a lot of it is dialogue. It's all dialogue in a room. There's not a ton of action going on.
But that's what I mean by great actors. You can't do dialogue centered stuff like that, like in you have one area with a lot of dialogue, unless the acting is really, really good and the dialogue is good and the writing is good, which it was. Glengarry Glen Ross is fucking fabulous.
You know what? Here because I was mentioning to Tim as you're also rudely taking that piss earlier.
Sorry,
Glenn.
I always piss you off.
A new. Hold on. Here's the thing about the piss thing. It's not that fucking hard.
I know. I do not dismiss myself in a proper
conversation. To then, especially
he's
when
a
you're
grown man, he's not used to.
Especially when
you're
the one talking, and then when you get done talking, you get up to leave. You should say, we gotta take a break. I have to pee, and then we can have a spot where we have a break in the show, as to where you start getting up and leaving. Especially when a lot of the dialogue is pointed to you, it makes it very hard to continue talking.
I didn't want to break the momentum because I figured I wasn't important anymore. I already delivered my message, so I was just gonna make piss release.
Make piss release, please.
So as I was saying to Tim, this talk about movies is great, because I had this idea of creating the Brute and the Fruit Hall of Fame, of movies. So the Brute and the Fruit Movie Hall of Fame. So and we're gonna keep a list of it. So you write up here on the whiteboard. Go up there and write it up. The first one.
Here I go.
We're gonna put Glengarry Glen Ross in the Brute and the Fruit Hall of Fame.
Oh.
Movies. Is that fine? Is that good?
Oh God, ask me.
There we go. So that's the first movie. Just from the happenstance of the conversation, Glengarry Glen Ross is the first inductee into the Brute and the Fruit.
Well, wait, I haven't seen it. I guess it's you guys, Brute and the Fruit.
Well, no, a movie that's in the
okay, I want to see it.
A movie that's in the Brute and the Fruit Hall of Fame is a movie that the Brute and the Fruit will have no problem watching at any time.
Okay.
Right? Like There Will Be Blood.
No Country for Old Men.
No Country for Old Men. You can add those two.
No Country for Old
Okay,
Men.
what about Star Wars? Where do we stand on that?
No.
Really? Even the original trilogy?
No. Not for me, at least. I could be convinced. I'm not opposed to it. I just haven't watched it in a long time because I'm very soured.
There.
Just put blood.
Be blood.
Or like Little Miss Sunshine.
Hey.
Yeah, I'll accept that.
Little Miss Sunshine.
Napoleon Dynamite?
I wouldn't say that, because I'd have to rewatch it before I can give it the stamp.
We're going to have the most generic list.
No, we're going to have a good list.
And
I know.
He's never seen Who Framed Roger Rabbit, which is my favorite movie of all time.
Again, it gives us
I like that movie, but
it gives us a good,
yeah, I'd watch it.
We should really do, like we had talked about before, the Saturday, especially on a night, we're not doing anything, the Saturday night matinee, but stream it with cameras on us and
sponsorship. Where's the money? Yeah.
Well, I'm just thinking, there is a guy who does baseball named John Boy Media, and they do all sorts of shit where it's where they're either it's a watch along of them watching a game.
I saw him on ESPN. I saw him. He was on TV. I was at the bar. I was getting drunk as fuck and on drugs, I was at the bar and I saw John Boy.
Yeah.
J-O-M.
Yeah, John Boy.
Yes.
And he does those cool videos where he breaks down a clip and then it'll be like not like where like the guy throws a pitch and then it like he'll like interpret what they're saying, not make up what they're saying, but like interpret it where the guy's like fuck off and he'll do it. I think I've shown you guys John Boy before.
He showed me.
So anyways,
I quite enjoyed it.
But they also do ones where like they play board game or they're watching a TV show that like kind of like I kind of had said before without even knowing that they did it. But since they're got major sponsors and stuff, they can do it where they can fucking have the little screen imposed on the bottom where it'll show you what they're watching. So either way,
what about Interstellar?
I've never seen it. I've never seen Interstellar.
Burger's never seen it.
Well, I've never seen Glenn Ross.
Well, you're doing yourself a disservice.
You as well. Okay.
Anyways.
Hey.
Well, you guys come up.
Hold on.
As long as you turn this into money,
my point is, I think we should make a point to do nights where we do that.
Yes.
Where we do like a movie matinee. Join with us. People could join with us where it's like, hey, we're going to start the movie and you do a little countdown clock. We're going to start the movie in 10 minutes. We talk about it beforehand. Kirk's never seen it before or Tim's never seen it, and then we watch it.
That's going to be most of them.
Yeah, we need to make a list of movies that we need to watch.
Rogor? Oh, okay, yeah.
I don't know. Rabbit. I feel like we're not going to be able to remember what these mean.
Hey.
No, Glengarry.
This fabulous movie.
What the fuck is that?
Even see that. That's what is that?
That looks like a G, and then
Unbust,
and
then an L.
Ghost.
Oh,
starring. Hey.
Fine, if you're gonna make me watch Ghost, no. I'm gonna make you watch Field of Dreams.
Both. Hey, deal.
Fine.
Deal.
I don't know. Field of Dreams.
Field of Dreams is. If you want to see me cry, like weep.
I don't really need to. No, I don't want
to. That one. I'm not saying you need to see me. I'm saying that as an expression. Like that movie, it touches me.
Yes. Well, I don't really want to see that.
Ghost touches me. So this is we're gonna touch each other with these films.
Okay.
I hope so. You might not even get Field of Dreams. You might think it's dumb.
I won't think it's dumb. I weep at everything now. Everything. Ever since I turned 30, I cry at everything.
Okay, so I think we'll just keep it at 4 inductees tonight to the Brute and the Fruit Movie Hall of Fame: Glengarry Glen Ross, No Country for Old Men, There Will Be Blood, and Little Miss Sunshine.
That's right.
Fuck yeah.
All right.
And now we're due. We're gonna watch Roger Rabbit, Ghost, and Field of Dreams, and we have to make that a group thing.
Yeah.
We have to do it together.
Okay.
And do not hold your feelings back. I know how you hate crying.
I'm not going to cry.
I want to see you weep.
Ooh, add Florida Project to the list.
Oh, fuck yeah. I actually did cry while watching Florida Project.
Now I have to see it. I want to see Tim cry.
And The Lighthouse.
Ooh.
Yeah. I mean that I don't know if I would even put that on the what are we calling our list?
That's the Brute and the Fruit Hall of Fame.
I don't know if Lighthouse would ever get up there.
Well, I know it's a movie that I want to. I watched like half of it, but ended up needing to go somewhere, so I stopped it. I actually no, that's what it was. I was watching it on a TV that had really bad contrast, so like it was just so dark I couldn't really see anything. I needed to watch it on something that's a little better screen because it's the black and white. But anyways, all right. Well, hey, what a great episode.
I feel really good about that.
I feel great about this, and we'll come. I'll try working on my script so we can do a reading.
I think I'll try working on my piss schedule. Maybe a couple avenues for monetary. I could use this, guys. So let's try to.
And I believe November. Oh wait, hold on. No, we can't end the show yet. I'm sorry, I misspoke. Burger, you gotta give us the review of the heavyweight boxing fight we just had. Wilder and Fury 3.
Ooh.
Tell everyone about the fights.
Well, okay. Wilder versus Fury.
Yeah.
I was very much in love with the theatrics of the entire thing. I loved how their introductions were very they're full of pageantry and excitement and intrigue. The boxing so much was okay. However, Tyson Fury defeated Mr. Wilder.
Yeah.
Mr. Gene Wilder in the fights.
Deontay Wilder.
And
Gene.
Simmons.
Gene Wilder's been dead for years.
Richard.
And Tyson Fury won the match, whipped ass. I lost money. And somehow at the end, I felt richer.
Okay.
I felt richer.
Yeah.
The man sang.
He did. He sang. That's like his
He
gimmick.
sang a cappella.
Yes.
With himself.
Walking in Memphis?
Yeah, I was walking in Memphis, yeah.
I was outside. I was talking to friends. And then I heard him. I heard him singing. Walking in Memphis. And I walked in and I thought, this is the greatest man alive. As somebody who doesn't like sports, I like movies. I like pro wrestling. This was pro wrestling. This was pageantry.
Well,
this
that's
was
sports entertainment, right?
Oh, this was beautiful. This made me excited to be alive, but also sad at the same time.
Because you'll never be that.
No, not me. I'm okay with being a failure.
Okay, that's good.
But the fact that this is what, in my Bobo mind, pro wrestling should be.
Yeah.
This is what pro wrestling should be. It's
the great performance.
It's all about the performance. I don't give a fuck. I mean, I do give a, because their boxing match was good.
You did bet
the
on
boxing match was good. I was only invested because I had money in it. But if I didn't have money, I wouldn't care who won. I like everything that happens before, after, and in between. I like the nuance.
They got it down.
The theater.
I didn't have time to see that. I got invited to watch that with you guys, but I was dealing with just a fucking catastrophe. So
Tyson Fury is Stone Cold Steve Austin. If Stone Cold Steve Austin weren't so reserved.
See, I was explaining this to a guy who was there. I was like, because he's asking me why I like Fury over Wilder. Like, why do you like him over Wilder so much? And I was just explaining, he's like, if this was pro wrestling, his storyline, he's like Hulk Hogan right now. His storyline is that he became the guy that defeated the big bad Russian who was the world heavyweight champion, undisputed world heavyweight champion for years. And out of nowhere, he came out of nowhere and he dethroned him. He became the heavyweight champion. They call it the lineal heavyweight champion, which the lineal heavyweight champion you can trace back all the way to the very first heavyweight champion. Not all world champions are lineal champions. The lineal champion means you're the guy who beat the guy. So if Berger was the first champion and you beat him, and then I beat you, I'd be the lineal champion, dating back to Berger.
But if somehow they couldn't fight anymore, and then
they have to get rid of the belt, but if I lose the belt, or if I now have to give the belt up, but then they give it to Berger, Berger's not the lineal champion because he didn't beat me.
Okay.
So Tyson Fury became the lineal champion and he had all the belts. All 5 world titles or whatever.
Wow.
Well, then he had a legitimate complete mental breakdown, tried to kill himself, this whole thing.
What?
And they stripped him of...
Tyson Fury did?
Yeah, they stripped him of all the titles. He gained a ton of weight.
Great story.
He gained a ton of weight. He was trying to kill himself.
Yes.
And
we've all
in the meantime, they took his belts and they stripped them and they distributed them amongst boxing. So then there's a guy named Anthony Joshua who won a bunch of the belts. Deontay Wilder won one of them. There was a couple others, and they're trying to go about. Well, then while all that's going down, Tyson Fury then decides it's time for him to try to get his life back. Mm-hmm. So he starts
just like Dog.
So he starts training.
He's Dog the Bounty Hunter.
But he had no intention of fighting again. He just started training and getting better, trying to get better, just to make his life better, and to try to save his life from
because he's a sick piece of shit.
Out like drug addict, all this stuff started happening. So he starts getting in shape, and then starts realizing I want to try boxing again. Yes. So then after 3 year layoff, He fights a couple warm tune-up fights, maybe, and then goes on to fight Deontay Wilder, who is the WBC World Heavyweight Champion. At the time, he was 42-0 with 41 knockouts.
Wow.
And so he
only one fight where he didn't have a knockout.
Right. Mm-hmm. But then that's the thing. How many of those guys were actually the 42 professional fights? But how many of those guys were actually like good quality like challengers? There were some good challengers there were some, but like the fight with Fury, it was almost a thing that like they were expecting Wilder to knock this guy out. Fury was washed up because trying to make this comeback, right? Well, what ends up happening is they have a fight and it goes 12 full rounds. Fury gets dropped, but Wilder hits him with a punch, drops him in the 12th round.
They went 12 rounds?
Yeah, almost knocks him out. Fury on his back, eyes closed. All of a sudden, his eyes shoot open and he sits up like the fucking Undertaker almost.
It's pro
Gets
wrestling.
up before 10. Then ends up coming back the rest of the fight, the rest of the round, the last round, and beating Wilder essentially the rest of the round. Wow. So even though he got knocked down and almost not, and Fury admits himself. Fury admits himself that he was actually knocked out. He's like, I was knocked out, but I came to and I got up and I was fine.
He's blacked out. It's like when you're drunk.
So then the judges, it went to the judges and they deemed it a draw. So no one won. So no one loses.
That's some good workmanship there.
So then in February of 2020, they have their rematch, Wilder Fury 2. The whole time Fury's like, I'm gonna knock this guy out. I'm knocking him out. And everyone's like, you're not the knockout guy. You're not supposed to. And he's like, I'm gonna knock him out. I know exactly what I'm gonna do. And basically calls his shot, knocks out Wilder in the 7th round. And he's the new WBC world champion.
Linear.
So now, he's not. He's still the linear champion, but now he's getting his belts back. So now he's the linear world champion, and now he's trying to get his belts back. Well, he just beat Wilder because Wilder wanted his rematch. So now there's a couple guys out there that have belts. That's like those. He's collecting his belts back. That's a storyline. So he's like the good guy coming back, trying to regain what was his.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
Quite the hero story.
Right. It's a great tale.
Yeah, I was shooting for Wilder because I had money on it, but by the time Fury was done, I was like, dude, I love this man. I love him. I love this man.
Well, Berger got duped into betting because he wanted to bet. Like, no one was betting on Fury.
Oh, yeah.
No one was betting against Fury. Everyone was betting, was like, oh, Fury's going to win. So him and...
Berger's like, I'm here, I want to bet.
I knew who Tyson Fury was. I didn't know who Gene Wilder was.
Nick Michelle came wanting to bet on Tyson Fury.
Hadn't you been beating him for a while?
I did for UFC, but then I lost on boxing.
So that's good.
No, because you bet on Fury, he bet on Wilder. I thought.
No, I bet Wilder.
You bet Wilder against Todd.
No, but Nick Nick is
a weasel.
Yes.
Think of that, Nick. So Nick bets Berger with $10. Right?
Yeah.
And then Nick bets Todd 20. But Nick bets on Wilder. He hedged his bet. He bet 20 on Wilder.
He hedged. That's what he did.
He bet 10 on Fury with Berger. But Berger bet 20.
Right on,
Berger
Nick.
bet 20 with Todd for Wilder, and then bet 10 with Nick on Wilder. So Berger really lost $30.
I did.
Where Nick only lost $10.
Yep.
Nice.
I know. It's gonna take me a long time to make up for those losses.
Well.
And like a beacon in the treacherous waters of the ocean, he sees a light.